So some time back, I refound my old Amstrad CPC 464. I rediscovered it from my parents' loft or their attic, whatever you want to call it. But I couldn't actually find the original monitor that come with it. It was a colour monitor, and it also had the TV modulator with it as well. That was a separate item that I received for Christmas a couple of years after. That would turn the monitor into a TV set. I knew they're definitely up in a loft, and over a course of time, it's become a bit of a mess up there. But last weekend, after a good 2 hours up there rearranging everything, I actually found my original colour monitor. And I got my games as well. So this is the box it was put in. Let's have a look and see what we got. So we got Back to the Future Part 2. Now this is an interesting one. I remember playing it a couple of times, but at the time I found it so frustrating that every time you failed or lost your lives, from what I recall, you had to reload the tape to a certain point and start all over again. It wasn't quite the experience I was looking for at the time. Hopefully I'll try it again soon and see what the experience is like. So that's Back to the Future. Magic Land Dizzy. It's one of the early ones I bought. Continental Circus. I don't remember that game at all. It's like a racing game. Yeah, I don't ever remember playing that. Batman, of course. I'm sure we've all played Batman. An old classic, Daley Thompson's Super Test, Day 1. I think I've got Day 2 somewhere as well. So, yeah. Chase HQ. Arcade classic from the 80s, this one. I mean, who doesn't love Chase HQ? There's a cheat for it, cheat code for it. I can't remember what it is. If you can remember what it is, put it in the comments below. Great game, that. Silkworm. Yeah, I remember that one's a helicopter game. I used to enjoy that. That was a 2-player game. You'd have be the helicopter, and the second player could be like a jeep. So you work together and shoot all enemies and whatnot, and you get the big boss at the end, the big boss helicopter. Spy Hunter. Yep, another classic. Italian supercar. I vaguely remember this one. Not sure what the premise was on that. I'll check that out soon. Crazy Cars. It's a vague one. I don't recall playing this. Green Beret. Classic one. Good old shoot 'em up. Another Amstrad classic from Amsoft, Roland in Time. That's where Amstrad's offices used to be. My childhood home, where my parents still live, they only live a mile away from here. So I used to actually go and have a look at the Amstrad offices. It was more or less opposite Brentwood train station. So anytime I walk past, always look and wonder in amazement. Pretty sad, really. But there you go. What's this one? Oh, WEC Le Mans. World Endurance Championship Le Mans. Where's the case? I actually have the case somewhere because I found that about 4 or 5 months ago amongst some other belongings I found. So I'll reunite those two together soon. Renegade. What was Renegade? I don't remember Renegade. Another beat 'em up kind of game. The Untouchables, classic game from the classic film. Yep. What we got here? Way of the Exploding Fist. Another beat 'em up, Street Fighter style type of game-ish. I don't know. Operation Wolf. Love Operation Wolf. £2.99. Cool. Imagine buying a game now for £2.99. Actually, do remember buying this. It was from my local newsagent just up the road where I lived. He'd always sell Amstrad games and I think Commodore games as well. Hardball baseball. I remember playing this. I don't recall being any good at it. Ikari Warriors, another classic. I love Ikari Warriors. Just a basic but kind of exciting little game, really. Cool. I look forward to playing that one again. Scalextrics, another racing game based on Scalextrics, really. Quite a basic one. You could design your own track, which is quite good from what I recall. I'm sure I'm remembering that right. Design your own track and race on it. Treasure Island Dizzy. I don't know where the original box has gone for that. Another one from the Dizzy series. And two of my favourites, Hunchback. I loved Hunchback. It's pretty, I think it's one of Amsoft's better games actually. And then we had Hunchback 2, Quasimodo's Revenge. So yeah, both good games. Right, let's have a look at the monitor. You see the bit of dust and whatnot in there. Looks like there's more games in there. Well, actually, it could be more games. I used to get Amstrad Action, the magazine, each month, or most months. I actually found all those magazines that I had bought over the years as well. I've got much stored up here. There we go. See, I thought I'd thrown them all out to recycling like years and years ago, but when I rediscovered these again, I was very much over the moon. So I'm going to take out the of the other games, the tapes. That's all the Amstrad Action games and demos out. Crazy Cars 3, Rick the Roadie, and you got Zap Assembler as well. I don't think I ever used that, but that's something I would probably be more interested now as an adult. So it'd be great to discover and rediscover these old programs that have never been used before by myself. So let's have a look inside the box. An old Amstrad controller that come with the CPC, and then you can see the modulator. Let's see if I can get that up first. Here we go. A bit dusty. There's a date on there. Let's have a look at that date. MP3 UK specification checked by staff number 28 on the 21st of October 1992. I probably would have received this unit at Christmas time. So I do recall asking for it for Christmas, and I would have been 11 years old. Good. What we got here? The spec. Excellent. Let's move this over here. Oh, it's heavy. There we go. There's the monitor. Nice long cables, not like the green screen one. A bit dusty, still in quite good condition. Little scratches on top, but nothing too bad. From the back, all looks good. So I'm going to give it a little dust, and I'm going to plug it in and see if it still works. I've got it all in my bedroom now. Wasn't much room in my little office. I've got the monitor on top of the MP3. I haven't hooked up my CPC yet, so I'm gonna power it on. I'm not gonna connect to the CPC yet, so I just wanna see what happens. Let's do that. Let's hope it don't go bang. I can hear something. Maybe I'll connect it up. Let's connect it up. Ah, there we go, that's positive. Yes. Bit of interference. But after 30 odd years, it's now been used again. I wonder what the interference might be. Could be just the capacitors inside warming up. Obviously hasn't been used for quite some time.
5 minutes later.
I've had it running for the last 5 minutes and there's been no more flickering. So what I'm going to do is turn off the CPC and see if the MP3 TV modulator works as well. Okay, so I've unplugged my CPC 464. I'm now going to test the TV modulator, the MP3. We need to plug this into the monitor for the power and plug this, the RGB out to get a picture, and we just turn that on. You can hear the sounds. Normally you'd have a TV aerial in the back, plugged into the back. Well, I don't actually have a TV aerial. I'll have to work that out at some other point. What you normally do is use this as tuning to find your station, and you have different settings here for UHF, VHF, VHFF and VHFL. Volume, contrast, colour. I do have another MP3. I bought that off eBay a couple of years ago on the off chance I'd discover this or not again. I don't know if it's actually working, so I suppose I could test it now. So let's do that. Here's the other one. You see the volume knob is missing, but everything else seems to be in order. So let's hook that up. There. Right, that's not far enough, so fudge it this way. Oh, much louder. Okay. Turn it off for a minute. That gave a picture, but that one didn't, so I wonder if there's anything wrong with it. I'll see if I'm going to turn down the volume and get some pliers. So unplug that. I couldn't find any pliers, but I managed to stick my finger in and turn it with my top of my finger. That should do the job. Let's try again. Plug that in, try again. There we go, wasn't plugged in properly, bit of a loose connection. There we go. Just noticed that this one is slightly different to this one. This has got a band select and this one doesn't. So that's where you plug in the aerial. I suppose you could actually use some old consoles as well. I also got a PlayStation 1 with an aerial input, so I might give that a go at some point. Let's turn that off. So yeah, let's look at that again. So you have the band selector there, you've got volume, contrast, colour, RGB out. This one I got, which is not my original one. Obviously you've got your tuning again, no band select, volume, contrast, colour, RGB out. So there's no band select, so they must have changed that. I wonder what year. Doesn't say when this was made. There's no markings on there. Here's the speaker. What's the serial number? Serial number 549-890-8309. Actually, I'm just going to try this one more time. Plug that in. One. Oh, there is something on the screen now. Perhaps it just needed a while to warm up. Yeah, the contrast is up. Excellent. I suppose that wraps up the video really. Just a little demonstration of my little discovery. I'm quite excited about it, and look out for my next video, whatever that may be. Thanks for watching.